survival. As I mentioned, there are also many stories of loss from this storm. Laquishe Wright is a storm survivor, but lost her home, and Laquishe joins us live this hour from Katy, Texas. Laquishe, thank you so much for being willing to share your story with us here on CNN. Help our viewers to understand exactly what happened.
Well, the storm first started on Friday, which ironically was my birthday, and I'd love to say we had a hurricane party, but I stayed up all night trying to figure out what was happening. In the middle of the night, I realized that I was becoming concerned that even though our neighborhood doesn't normally flood, I was afraid that by the time, if I waited too long, we wouldn't be able to get out of the neighborhood because the streets surrounding our neighborhood tend to flood. So at about 2 o'clock in the morning, I instructed my two kids, I have two sons that are 12 and 17, and, to start packing their things up. And we decided to, even though it was the middle of the night and we were being told not to leave in the dark, we got our things together and found a hotel so that we could make sure that we could get out of the neighborhood. Specifically, for all of us, but specifically because my youngest son is a type 1 diabetic, and I needed to make sure that we were able to get out in time so that he could get proper medical care if needed. I didn't want to get stranded, and I didn't want him to have the stress of having to potentially wade in water to get out. We were able to get our initial car out, and when I saw that the roads were clear enough, we then went back and got a second car, so thankfully we haven't lost either one of our cars. We were only originally able to take one of my dogs, so we then went on a rescue mission later in the day, that day on Saturday, to go get the second dog. But that was more difficult because by that time more things started flooding in the neighborhood. So we had to go up wrong streets and go in wrong entrances in order to get to him, but we did. So at that point by Saturday I had all of my living souls with me in the hotel, and it was great to come early because now people can't get hotel rooms. We were able to get our spot, secure it here, and then, be here when the storm truly really hit and stopped all of my neighbors from being able to actually leave the neighborhood with their cars in a normal fashion.
So, talk to us about what your next is. I mean, how did you find, shelter? How did you figure out a place to eat? I mean, that's the story that I hear from so many people here. Where do I lay my head at night? Where do I find food because I can't cook at home and the restaurants are all closed? How did you figure that out?
Honestly, in the middle of the night, I used hotels.com in order to figure out what hotels were closed and had availability and would take pets. I was able to do a quick search, and so that's how I found the Hyatt place that we're at right now, so that I knew it would take my dog. And then once we were safely here, initially there wasn't very much of anything open, but I had already grocery shopped for food in the thought that we would actually be staying at the house. So we brought a lot of food with us initially. I have to make sure that my diabetic son has access to certain types of food in order for him to stay healthy and okay. So that was the way that we got around the food situation initially, was that we brought a lot of it in a cooler with us, and because we had two vehicles, we were able to bring quite a bit of food. And then eventually we started, other people in the hotels would tell us things that were open around us, and we would go hunt them down. We had a local pizza place that dropped off flyers at the hotel, so everyone at the hotel was trying to get food from that one place. It's a lot of, honestly, we're all just really working together. A lot of us in the hotel are in the same boat, and when people find things out about, whether it's about FEMA or about insurance or different things, like we're all just we don't know each other necessarily, but in some cases we do. Some of our neighbors are here. We're all just trying to help each other through a really difficult time. So it's about word of mouth and talking to each other.
After going through so much loss, is there a sense of optimism, just given the fact that you see neighbor helping neighbor, friend helping friend, people are pitching in to make sure the people they care about, or even people they don't even know, are taken care of?
Most definitely. I definitely saw it so much in my neighborhood itself. We had a Facebook page where all of us in our separate houses were communicating with each other. Those of us that escaped, those of us that were still stuck there, we were all communicating to figure out, what routes to take, how we could get out, what we needed to do. Everyone is bonded together because we've all lost together. Most of my neighborhood, maybe 95%, doesn't have flood insurance. And so we've all vowed to figure this all out together. And it's that sense of camaraderie. It's that sense of, we're all going through something difficult, but we've all made it through. We're alive. There's so many people. I think the count of people that have lost their lives is up to 37 or so now. It could have been any one of us. And I think we all appreciate the fact that it's not us. I appreciate the fact that I'm in a hotel and not currently in a shelter, that my children have a space, that we're moving to a FEMA hotel on Monday where we will be able to stay for at least 30 days. I am very sad that it'll be a while before we get back into our home because it was flooded because of the release of the Barker Reservoir, and it could be 6 to 12 weeks before we get back into our home. That's difficult, but between the government helping us and all of the family and friends that we have that have continued to call and donate to us and help us, I know that we're going to be okay because we've just been really blessed, honestly. We had neighbors getting out of the neighborhood in helicopters and on boats and having to wade through shoulder-deep water. And so I feel very lucky that we were able to get out in time and still have 2 cars because most of our neighbors have lost all their vehicles. So many people have lost so many things, and I feel like we were really lucky. And we have our animals. We have a lot of neighbors that had to leave their animals, and the neighborhood is just completely destroyed right now. I probably have potentially about 6 feet of water in my house, and it's a 1-story house, and with that much water over that amount of time, it's going to have to be taken down to the state, and we don't even know if we're all going to rebuild or not. That's what we have to figure out.
Laquishe, we appreciate you taking time to share your story, and we wish you the very best, as you and your family go through the process of recovering. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much.